So, our first foundation is sexual energy. And sexual energy can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, right? I'm sure you've all been to an event or a party or a restaurant, and you could feel sort of the sexual energy in the room. Maybe you could feel sexual energy coming towards you. Maybe you could feel your own sexual energy and wanted to pass it on to someone else. And so when we take a look at sexual energy, I think what we most want in ourselves is to be able to feel our sexual energy, number one. And number two, to have it be received by whoever we want to give it to. Am I right or am I right?
Mhm.
And sometimes we notice that there's sexual energy that we don't want that's coming towards us. And so there's a whole method of taking a look at sexual energy and starting to think of it as if it is energetic responsibility. How can we be more responsible and clean with our sexual energy? And for a lot of us, we kind of miss cues when it comes to sexual energy. We're not always aware that someone was like coming on to us or wanting our attention. And it could even be our beloved of 20 years, or it could be a total stranger. And later we sort of think on it and go, oh, did they like me? Or oh, did they want to get it on? And I missed it. So when we take a look at sexual energy, what we're doing is we are building our awareness of what sexual energy is to us, how to cultivate it so that we can feel the yumminess of it, and how to share it responsibly. Now, there are others that might relate more to feeling like they've got so much sexual energy and they want to be able to share it. And it feels like people are always slapping it away or putting it down. Or maybe sometimes you feel like you're getting in trouble with your sexual energy. And that could be really painful too. Kind of feels like you're being rejected for just being naturally who you are. And so that weaves us back into the energetic responsibility piece around being able to contain our energy, to be able to use our sexual energy and not only express it in sexual ways, but sometimes more importantly, figure out a way to harness it and redirect it to other areas in our life. Because most of us have jobs or we have hobbies that we're really passionate about. And when you think about what sexual energy is, it is creative energy. In fact, it's that creates life itself. So if we can harness our sexual energy and begin to redirect it to apply it to other useful areas in our life, boy, are we on the path to self cultivation. So that is foundation number one is sexual energy. And if you have some words to say about sexual energy, we would love to hear it in the chat.
This is very much our sort of societal norm, and what we grow up with is, that the male would be the advancer. And so it can feel to the female a lot in a heterosexual relationship that there's always this like always trying to get something from me. I have several couples I'm working with currently where that's the case, and it's too much. It's like too much for the woman when the man is penetrating energetically before the flower is open, right? Before there's like a softening and an opening and a ripening. So it's both parties need to take responsibility for this imbalance in energy as it's coming through. This even reminds me of when I was younger, I developed very young, like 12 years old. I had the boobs and everything already at such a young age. And I would walk down the road and get catcalled. And I just had no idea what to do with that kind of energy. It was coming at me before I was energetically open and ready for it. I didn't know how to manage that. And so teaching couples in particular, but really all of us, I mean, we all can learn to become more responsible with our energetic pattern, teaching how to set energetic boundaries and how to speak into where you want someone to come to rather than all the way in. Like if someone's penetrating you energetically all the way too far in, then really teaching them how to have a stronger barrier. And that could be in the form of words. It could be in the form of stature, physical shape of your body. It could be in the form of just like putting up an energetic barrier, like a bubble around yourself. So there are many different ways to take responsibility for your energy. It can completely shift a sexual dynamic between two people, something that has been agitating the relationship or this pattern that's been going on for, 5, 10, 25 years can shift really quickly when these foundational approaches to and practices to energetics of sexuality are in place. And they're quite simple. And a lot of them come from the ancient wisdom of Tantra and of Taoist sexology. So we'll really be going into a lot of depth inside of the Tao Meets Tantra five-part course that we have coming up around those practices and how you can apply them no matter what your sort of status is in your sex life.